The Story of Abraham and His Strange Visitors. It was noon, and everywhere the sun shone hot upon the plains. But Abraham sat in the cool shade of his tent door beneath a tree. Out of nowhere, 3 strange men drew near. They did not look like other men, and Abraham knew they were from a far country. Abraham, who was well known for his hospitality, hurried to meet them. He bowed low toward the ground, just as he always did when greeting a friend or a visitor, and he urged them to rest for a while in the cool shade. He asked his servant for water to wash the dust off their feet, as was the custom of that place and time. Next, Abraham told his wife to bake some cakes for his guests, while he should prepare some meat. He ran out to his herd and selected a young calf, which he gave to a servant to prepare for cooking. When all was ready, he brought the food to his guests, and they ate while Abraham stood under a tree nearby. Abraham was glad to serve these strangers, because he was kind to everyone. When the meal had ended, the men arose to continue their journey, and Abraham walked with them for a little ways. By this time, Abraham knew they were not like other men, but that they were heavenly beings. 2 of them were angels. The other was the Lord. And Abraham felt that he was unworthy to entertain such wonderful visitors. But because he was a good man, the Lord loved him. "Shall I hide from Abraham this thing which I do?" the Lord asked his companions. "I know that he will teach his children to keep my ways and to do right." Then, turning to Abraham, the Lord said, "I am going to visit Sodom and Gomorrah to see if these cities are as wicked as they seem, for the cry of their sins has reached me." The 2 angels hurried on, but Abraham detained the Lord a while longer, because he wanted to talk with him. Abraham knew the Lord would destroy the cities if he found them to be as wicked as they seemed, and he thought of his nephew Lot, who went back to live in Sodom. Abraham knew that Lot too might perish if the cities should be destroyed, and he loved his nephew. He wished once more to try to save him, and so he said, "Will you destroy the righteous persons in the city? Will you not spare the lives of all for their sake?" And the Lord promised to spare Sodom if he could find 50 righteous persons in it. Abraham feared that there might be less than 50, and he was troubled for Lot's safety, and so he spoke again. "I know that I am but a common man made of dust," said he. "Yet I speak to the Lord. If there should be only 45 righteous persons living in Sodom, will you spare the city?" And the Lord agreed. Still, Abraham felt troubled. He feared there might not even be 45. So he asked if the city might be spared for the sake of 40. The Lord knew it was Abraham's love for the people which made him plead so earnestly for Sodom, and he promised to spare the city for the sake of 40. Then, poor distressed Abraham thought to himself, "What if there should not even be 40 righteous persons found in Sodom?" And once more he spoke, "O Lord, be not angry with me, but if there are only 30 righteous persons, will you spare the city for their sakes?" And the Lord promised to spare the entire city if only 30 righteous people could be found in it. Abraham continued to plead until he asked the Lord if he would spare the city for only 10 righteous persons, and the Lord promised to spare Sodom if he could only find 10. Then the Lord went on his way, and Abraham returned to his tent. The end.